From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
All right, so you've been following Weather NorCal for quite a while, and you might be wondering, is there an app? Well, there is. So all you got to do is go to your iPhone, go to your iPhone's app store, search for Weather NorCal. You'll see this logo right here. All you got to do is tap install, and you're downloading it for free. There's not going to be any future charges, anything like that. It's 100% free. Same thing for your Android. Just go to the Google Play Store, search for Weather NorCal, and before you know it, you've got Weather NorCal right in your hands. Everything Weather NorCal has to offer, even from the special programming. All right, so here's what we've got going on. The cooling trend finally starts tomorrow. We're going to break away from the triple digits. This is the second heat wave we've seen so far for the season. The good news is, as we look way down the pike here, I'm not seeing any other major heat waves heading our way anytime soon. So, not as hot for your Father's Day weekend, even cooler to start next week. And really, even though we're expecting temperatures to stay right around or just above normal for this time of the year, I'm not seeing much in the way of rain anytime soon. Look at this, though. It's finally nice to see no more triple digits for the valley. 80s, still some low 90s in there for the higher elevations, but again, even that is showing signs of dropping as far as those temperatures are concerned. Now the winds, yeah, they're fairly calm here for tomorrow morning, but by the afternoon, they're picking back up again. This could be a bit of a concern when we're talking fire danger. We see them die down again here for your Friday morning before picking back up again. In fact, fairly strong, especially for the west side of the valley in Tehama County, where we can see gusts over 30 miles per hour. So we need to be mindful of this as we move forward because the fire weather risk is going to be high. Now, for Thursday, tomorrow, the early afternoon, it's going to be the highest on the east side of the valley. But another thing that we're going to have to start paying attention to is the fact that the mountains are beginning to see some of that moderate to high fire danger, especially in parts of Modoc County and eastern Lassen and even parts of Plumas County as well. Then we go into about 6 p.m. tomorrow, and we're beginning to see other pockets of higher fire danger making its way into parts of the valley. Then, of course, we see that recovery overnight going into Friday afternoon. There's that high fire danger, especially for western Tehama County. And even though we're seeing some of that moderate fire danger, not as bad for your Friday for many of the higher elevations. So here's the overall trend. The bubbles of heat to our south and west and over the desert southwest. Those have been there for quite some time, over a week and a half, 2 weeks, right? That's what we've been looking at here. These two main bubbles of heat. They've been trying to build in, but the reason they haven't built in as strong as they'd like is because we continue to watch these storms ride over those ridges of high pressure. So as a result, yes, it's been getting hot and we saw those heat waves. But the heat waves could have been a lot worse if we didn't have these storms moving in. And here's the thing. As we go into the next few days, this cooler air is going to be a little bit more to the south than we've seen with the past storms. That's going to allow our temperatures to drop even more. Now, as we go into Saturday, Sunday, you can see this one right here. Now, this one has characteristics of an inside slider, which, as you may or may not know, as we see these storm systems kind of ride down to the south and east, that tends to pick up those winds as well. So we're going to have to watch for some stronger winds going into Sunday and into Monday. There you can see that area of low pressure moving to the east. Yet another one coming in behind that for next Tuesday. And then as we go into your Wednesday and Thursday of next week, that continues to have a minor impact on us. This heat is trying to build in, but what's going to have a hard time is this right here. This is going to ride over that ridge, flatten it out, and probably push that back down to the south and west. So what we're really seeing is, yes, we will see those temperatures increase a bit towards the end of next week, but probably staying below 100 degrees, and I don't see any major heat waves anytime soon. So you look at the trend here for the valley, first and foremost, we're below 100 degrees. but temperatures are still dropping as we go into the weekend. We could drop down to right around or even just below normal by the time we get to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then you can see a slight increase toward the middle and latter part of next week, but I don't expect that to be a big increase. You can see that trend here for the mountains in general. Of course, we're just looking at Alturas. I think many of us in the mountains will drop below normal for this time of the year by the time we do get into the weekend and into early next week. And of course, for Eureka, temperatures right around 60 degrees, give or take. The normal high is actually about 62 degrees for this time of the year. So the coast, that's once again the place to cool off here during these summer months. No rain in the forecast, as I mentioned. Some of it's getting close as these storm systems ride to our north, but at this point, I'm just not seeing the rain in the forecast anytime soon at this point. So we look at our wave heights, and taking into your Thursday afternoon, we see them starting to kind of retreat a little bit. And then for Friday, they should retreat even more. However, with that all being said, we still have the small craft advisory through tomorrow afternoon, but by the time we get into tomorrow evening into Friday, that small craft advisory should eventually be lifted. But yeah, the wind's still fairly strong from the north at about 15 to 20 knots. So for tonight, here's the other reason why we're allowed to see this excessive heat warning expire. Number one, not as hot tomorrow, but number two, instead of the low to mid 90s that we've seen for those overnight lows, more like the mid to upper 60s. Now, this is still on the warm side. We're typically around 61, 62 for this time of the year for those overnight lows. So this is still warmer than normal, but at least we're finally breaking away and dropping below 70 degrees. And even for the mountains, we're starting to see those temperatures begin to drop a little bit more as well. All right, so here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Your temperatures should mainly be in the upper 80s to low 90s. Some of the cooler spots like Burton Ranch 85, as well as High and Palm. Let's take a look at your North Coast neighborhood forecast, starting off with the southern portions here out towards Humboldt County. 66 in Blue Lake, 71 for Shelter Cove, and 83 degrees in Garberville. And there you can see those overnight lows, those daytime highs for the next 7 days on the coast. Around 60, give or take. 81 degrees for Orleans, 87 for Hoopa, getting right up to about 90 in Willow Creek, but Smith River, a high of about 71. We take you out to Siskiyou County, where temperatures are mainly going to be in the 80s, a low to upper 80s, just depending on where you are, right? Low 80s for places like Doris, McDowell, and Tennant, but we take you off to the west, 89 for Happy Camp, 88 for Mount Shasta City, and 86 in McLeod. Here's your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, just shy of that 90-degree mark, but still on the warm side, 89 degrees for Alturas. There you can see about 88 for California Pines, down into the 70s by the time we get into the weekend. Here's your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, still on the warm side, still in the low 90s for many locations, but there you can see Chester about 86, 88 for Shingletown, but Viola about 81 degrees. And here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. There you can see those temperatures are going to be in the low to even some mid 90s for your daytime highs, about upper 90s though as you head northward. 97 for Redding, 95 for Red Bluff, and there you can see 95 for a high in Lakehead. All right, let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. Temperatures are going to drop, especially after Friday, right around 90, give or take, for Saturday, Sunday, and at least through the middle of next week.
Cottonwood Small Animal Clinic is one of the only clinics in the area that can see your pet same day and for evening emergencies. We're always striving to improve the care that we give to your pets.
Here at Cottonwood Veterinary Clinic, we have 10 brilliant doctors here to provide your pet with amazing collaborative care. From not only your dog to your cat, but also your gecko, your horses, your goats, and your cows. Come on down and see us. Both clinics are located in the heart of Cottonwood.